give up a goal in return. So it's
Oh,
sort of passive from RIT, and I expect that if this RIT team wants to win matches and win them dominantly, as you often want to do in playoffs, you're going to need to bring that aggression at some point here. As a free shot for J-Pro, it's going to be tied. 1 goal each, USF, recognizing the error in front as Polaris misread that. It wasn't even risky, just a bad jump. He should have waited. He had time, he didn't see it, and USF with an easy answer in a 1-1 tie game.
Absolutely. And patience is super important on defense. You don't want to panic on defense. You want to be... you want to ideally wait for the ball to come to you, and Polaris is screwing up a little bit here, but RIT back on offense. Going to try and they're going to try and claim back some of that momentum.
Yeah, it definitely is, and as you said, momentum going to be a major part here. RIT Violet starting this game off with a bit of momentum, but it hasn't really kept up very long for them. Again, rather defensive, and that's not uncommon in a situation like this.
Powers
as a clear-up field, we'll find Syncrat. Powers will be next to go. Room in front, gets by 1. Syncrat waiting, looking to drop this one down for Polaris. The RIT Violet captain now taking charge as it will be cleared away.
And now we see RIT Violet control.
Just holding on to this one, trying to keep things calm. Miss from 1, Syncrat forcing 2 players to commit from USF. Powers has room. Up goes Syncrat, looking to drop it. Back pass, Powers. This one wide of the net, but in goes Polaris. That one's wide as well. RIT Violet get another chance, and this one will hit the goal. Powers takes the lead. RIT Violet slamming the back goal, and eventually when you take that many chances, something is bound to go in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and look at how low boost O-Dog was on that play. He just didn't know. He just did not know where to go, and eventually RIT was able to break through.
1 goal, the advantage here for the favorites is in a best of 7 such as this. This first game maybe doesn't matter nearly as much as it did in the best of 5s during the regular season, but still a momentum shifter and a momentum starter. And Violet would like to hold on to this one. With the way this game's going, you're not going to win by major leads, that's for certain. 1 goal may be all they need, as USF holding back. A flick up from Powers will try to test that back line, but right now for USF, very far back. Everybody sitting on the goal line. So right now for RIT Violet, they've kind of got USF where they want them. They've got them sitting back. They've got them waiting. So long as they can keep them there, things will go pretty well for RIT.
Oh, 100%. It's some pretty nervous gameplay from both sides so far. Oh, it's an awkward. It's a little awkward in front of the RIT net, but they get it to the corner, pass to Oceanic Event, but nowhere near enough power on the shot, and RIT survives for now.
The shift in front will be O-Dog. Gets around 1. A little bit of room to work with as it's flicked in front. Low boost for Violet, but Powers will send it away, and Syncrat's going to follow as well. Maybe a chance to turn it 3-1, but big clear for O-Dog, and room for USF to go upfield. Miss from 1. Powers and RIT Violet all in the corner, but it's another clear. Syncrat needed that touch. 20 seconds to go, and RIT Violet look to hold on to this 1 goal advantage. Polaris, Syncrat looking to make it 2. This one's in front. O-Dog doesn't get the clear time. Running out for University of St. Francis. Powers, Syncrat in front. Polaris will take the jump. Oceanic Event gets around 1. Got to keep this ball up in the air, but it's pinched away. This one to the back. O-Dog keeps it alive, but with no time to go, RIT Violet will ground it and take game 1. The best of 7 begins in RIT Violet's favor.
Massive game victory for RIT. That's going to be a huge confidence booster for them. And you saw in that game nervous gameplay from both sides, but ultimately RIT was the team to take more risks, move in on offense, and make the plays they needed to, and that's why they came across with the win in that game.
I felt like this was more so an early start for RIT that helped them out by the end of this game. They got that lead early on, which allowed them a little bit of time to relax. My question for RIT Violet would be, can they do this even when they don't get that first goal? Because in a best of 7, you're not going to score it first every single game. That's not likely, and especially with how close these teams are in ratings to each other. My expectations are, if RIT Violet wants to play well, they're going to need to find ways to score first in more than just 1 game. They're going to need to find ways to get that confidence even when they aren't up by 1. And against USF, if USF can score early, RIT Violet's going to be on to a whole new test.
But they do get it to the corner. Power's going to try to get it clear, intercepted, but it looks like RIT will be able to control it out to the midfield. Syncrat gets another touch into the air and accepted by J-Pro. Oh, Powers beats him to the backboard. Can Syncrat get it on target? Not quite. Oh, never mind. He does indeed get the double tap, and RIT Violet once again goes up 1.
Gotta give credit to Powers here for the moves in front of the net. He's had a couple moments where he's been able to separate himself and give himself space against USF. That's not an easy thing to do. It's not a thing that USF is exactly trying to let them have happen either in the midfield, but Powers is doing a great job at finding room, finding space, and making that room work. It's one thing to have the space, it's another thing entirely to actually make it matter, and RIT Violent, off of the amazing plays so far from Powers, have been able to, so far, comfortably take on USF.
Absolutely. USF are trying to push forward, but Polaris has control. ADOG tried to intercept, but so far RT has handled the pressure quite beautifully. JPro puts a weak shot on target, but USF do still have possession. ODOG into the corner, looks to get it mid. Powers there to intercept, but JPro, weak shot off the backboard. Bit of a whifty in the midfield, but that's going to be straight. Oh, never mind. Oh, okay. So far, RT trying to get some kind of sustained possession, and USF have kind of been throwing themselves on offense, and it has helped them get more pressure. But so far, they have not gotten a goal for it.
The big risk you take when you are trying to throw yourself on the offense, as you've mentioned, is the risk of overcommitting, and is the risk of putting yourself out of the play. USF
double commit
are starting to rely more on just jumping for things, and because of that, that defense is a lot more vulnerable, and Violet knows that. As an infield pass, this one will soar in the top right corner. USF had a double commit in the midfield, left room open for RIT D5, and Syncrat on the end of that pass will hit the top right corner. And so far, for the Tigers, things are going very smoothly, even through 1.5 games.
And that was a great pass to Powers as well. Powers was able to get it off the backboard, forcing Gret to follow up, and now he's gonna do it again. Powers, this time he gets the goal himself, and RIT going up 3. USF needs to find some kind of response, or they will be eliminated.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they have a lot of time. 3 minutes, still a lot of time left in this game. But you are right about how things have started even worse for this USF Bulls, and they've got to be careful here right now, because right now RIT Violence is doing a great job at finding their voice, if you will. We didn't see a lot of it from last game. Last game they felt kind of scared. This game feels like a complete 180 for Violet. Maybe it's because they won game 1, but
yeah,
they feel very different. This is a very much more comfortable team, much more confident team. At least on first glance, they look a lot more comfortable here as USF. They haven't even been able to find a goal yet this game. And again, look at that touch from Powers, finding Syncrats. I gotta be honest. Oh, what a flick! That's gonna go wide. But I gotta be honest. I'm impressed with what Powers has done. Every time he's on the ball, seems like something good happens for RIT. Seems like he's not only gonna get around a player out of USF, but he also finds a teammate. And
absolutely great control from him. Just right
it seems like Syncrats' option right now is he's gonna go again, play back to Powers. That net is open, and it's cleans off the post. Tapped out by USF, but again, that play started by Powers, finding Syncrats. There's a clear duo right now that's leading for RIT Violets, and they're making things happen as USF. Oh, that's going to be a terrible own goal. Syncrats going to take this one. RIT Violets up by 4.
Yep, indeed. And USF, USF are very clearly nervous here because they have been double committing quite a few times in this match, and if they keep that up, RIT is going to be able to get those counterattacks as we just saw happen. So USF, so USF needs to find some kind of composure, some kind of confidence to move forward in a more structured way if they want to break past this very strong RIT showing.
Off the back wall, RIT Violets will play things in front, looking for a 5th goal this game. Syncrat plays on ODOG, will be Polaris, who will follow up next. JPro will keep it away, but for RIT's 5th competitive team, things have been going well, and now Powers looking for a little wave dash on that flick. He won't get it, but RIT really at this point sort of celebrating. They know they're already in cruise control here for game 2, and against the USF Bulls side that, again, is a solid team. I mean, this team went 6-2 through the regular season. This is a USF team that you can't exactly consider an easy opponent. This is not a one-sided match by any means. It's on paper, and yet RIT Violet is making it a one-sided match right now, as USF have only been able to score once so far, and that once was last game. They'll play it across. Syncrat will keep it away, and inside the final minutes, RIT Violet holding a shutout. This would be a major embarrassment for USF after how close game one was for them, after how many chances they felt like they had at times, and how they were sort of climbing back into things to have a game go this poorly for themselves, one that they never even stood a chance. RIT Violet making it look easy.
Exactly. USF are trying to find some kind of pressure, even just a consolation goal late in this game, but so far RT Violet are just not letting anything through, and that's exactly what they need to be doing. For RIT, a shutout would be massive to not only boost their confidence, but further diminish the confidence of USF. And as the clock ticks down, Powers gets one more touch, one last chance for USF. But that touch is just not very controlled, and RIT should be able to save this, and they do. RIT goes up 2-0, and USF needs to find some kind of response.
Yeah, they definitely need to here as well. And I think the real question here out of USF is can they get to the midfield? They didn't have any real midfield control that game. They didn't play the midfield. They didn't have the confidence to play in the midfield, to play the challenges. And RIT Violet, they had even more room this game than they had the last game. And you see what happens when you give a team this kind of space. It doesn't go well for you. RIT Violet played very well. Syndicate had a hat trick that game as well. 3 goals on 4 shots.
And look at the assists from Powers as well.
Yeah, Powers has 3 assists. What I'm saying is there's a real duo here for RIT Violet that USF, if they wanted to beat them, they got to shut that down. They got to shut down Powers, and they got to stop Syndicate from shooting. They haven't done either of that, and things have gone predictably poorly.
Absolutely. And speaking of shooting, I noticed that USF shooting has been pretty weak in this series, and I think that's part of the reason that they haven't had a lot of pressure, because all of their shots have been easy for RT Violet to save, and that's made it pretty easy for RT Violet to preserve their boost on defense, and then be able to transition out into offense, which they have done so effectively in these first 2 games.
I really don't think it's even offense that's the issue for them. It's the midfield. They haven't been able to even control the midfield. You don't get offense and you don't get good shots unless you win the midfield. They didn't do that. Simply put, those are the kind of shots you expect when you aren't playing a very strong midfield presence. For USF, that shooting's going to come back if they can win the midfield. And right now, we haven't seen that from them. It's only gotten worse. And RT Violet not looking to let that continue here in game number 3. As long as they can keep winning those challenges, as long as Powers and Syndicate continue their incredible duo, RT Violet again are going to have another stellar offensive performance, and one that could take match point. Is a miss. Powers going to take this one. Only 33 seconds in, a miss from a Bulls defender. There was Oceanic Events who needed to make that block, and Violet, I don't know if they were expecting that to go in, but they'll be happy regardless.
Oh, they definitely weren't. They were fully expecting USF to get the save, but they will happily take the free goal. And now RT is just going to be even more confident. Syndicate going for a pinch as well. That just kind of shows that confidence. Powers with the save, and USF is as you mentioned, Sporty, really struggling to find much midfield presence. And it's really been weakening their offense you just saw there how easy it was for RIT to get that clear.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be a tough position here, as it will be Powers who keeps things back. RIT Violet will let him go for it. A Cooks here pinch down the field. Odog will read this one. Oceanic Event kind of left the play, so first touch goes to Polaris. Syndicate with room. Flip reset as well. He'll look to make it matter, but without boost. Not really many options there, but Powers will give him an option.
Is there a follow?
Off the back, Odog doesn't have it. Neither does Polaris, who never even went for it initially. Violet still hold possession, but USF sort of got bailed out there with the RIT Violet captain not choosing not to go here, and still with 3.5 minutes to go. Violet's only been able to score once, but Powers, he's got room. High flick, Polaris can't get there. Oceanic Event will deny what was a sure second goal for RIT.
Indeed. On Polaris gets it to Syndicate off the backboard. Will Powers get there first? He gets blocked. Polaris will be able to take control of this. Off the side wall, and Oceanic Event is awkward. Polaris gets to 50, it goes straight to Odog. Powers will have possession.
And seeing this match so far, you've gotten to see a good amount of USF and how much they've really struggled in the midfield. And I ask, you being at this level, you being in the exact same division that no, you're not. You're the division below RT Violet. But you knowing a lot of the players on RT Academy Red who are in this division, who are in this playoff bracket to begin with as well. You know those players pretty well. I'm sure
I've played against them.
You've played against them. You know that team as well. Again, you are in the same division. You're right. You are in the same division as them. The question I think you need to ask it now is knowing RT Red, knowing that you've been in this division as well here, what do you see out of USF that's really struggling here? Is, oh my goodness, what a shot. Forget about what you're going to say. What a strike from Powers. Little pre-flip, and I don't know how he got that shot, but it seems like it's free play for Powers. He's free-flipped under that one.
It's kind of reminiscent of a play I saw in RLCS from Zen.
Every play can be reminiscent of Zen. This dude does everything out here.
Exactly.
But you've seen these teams. You've seen Violet. You've seen Red. You've played against them. You've seen Violet play as well. I'm sure I think they've played against Red this season. So,
I believe they have, yes.
Watching this team, as Syncrat's going to get a third goal, they're dominating right now.
Yeah.
What on earth is USF going to do to win the midfield? Because so far they haven't done it. So far they haven't won it. Knowing from your experience, you've been in this position before where teams have crushed you in the midfield. What sort of is the game plan that you would go to when you know that your midfield right now isn't doing it?
The thing that's worked for our team when we've been in this situation is saying, all right, guys, just go for it. Just don't give him respect. Oh, Powers is being super mechanical and making a ton of plays. Don't give him space. Just rush him. And if USF can do that without double committing, it could be good for them. But that caveat is really important. Without double committing, we've seen USF do double commits quite a bit earlier in the series, so it'll be a test to see if they can get that aggression going without also causing those vulnerabilities in their defense.
USF still have not scored since the middle of Game 1, and they are continuing to have a very tough time getting anywhere near the offensive zone. Oceanic Event will hold on to this one. As you said, they might need to make a complete playstyle swap around here as this game is nearing closer and closer to its end. 60 seconds left. RT Violet with a major lead, and I believe that they're looking to keep for as long as they can. This one shot back to Polaris. Violet will clear. Polaris has Powers. He'll just go upfield. It's straight to him, but a bit too far ahead. Powers can't get that one. Violet's still on the ball, but this play will eventually die down for them as USF. Well, I would have thought they would have gone out of defense a little bit earlier here, but clearly they're having a bit more issues as will be Powers. Bar down and out. Syncrat won't have it. Oceanic Events trying to stop that one. Polaris can't sneak it through, but Violet again wasting time, and more importantly, not letting USF score. They, again, have not scored since the middle of Game 1. Yeah. That's got to be on the minds of the Bulls players here. Oh, it's very tough for a team to not score in a game. It's even tough for them to not score for now. At this point, the equivalent of 2.5 games as we're heading in the final 10 seconds. Violets will clear, and USF will concede yet another game. That is 3-0. So the goals so far this series are 9-1 in favor of RIT Violets here. 9-1. USF, they have not scored since the middle of Game 1. Indeed. Violet is dominating them and shutting down that offense out of USF. They aren't getting anywhere close to the blue goal.
Indeed, and USF now only have one path left, the fabled reverse sweep. It's very rare, but it has happened before, so the series isn't quite over yet.
I would usually say that a reverse sweep is always possible, but with the way that the Bulls are playing, with the way they're attacking, or maybe lack thereof attacking, it doesn't feel like they have what it takes in them. They don't have the mentality to do it.
Oh, I fully agree.
They need to, as you said, they need to completely change everything. And Game 3 was the game where if you're going to change something, you would have done it there.
Yeah.
And how badly Game 2 went. They didn't do it. They didn't change anything. And it's the same outcome again here. Powers and Syncrat leading. I think Powers had 2 goals that game. Yeah. So, RIT Violet, they're going to do the same thing again here. And if USF doesn't change anything here, their run will be over just like that in only 4 games.
Exactly. The other thing that I need to see more of from USF, if they want to have any chance of a comeback here, is control. Especially in that last game, USF really struggled to like go for mechanical plays and like get possession of the ball, and you can see it here. They just could not control the ball, and that allowed Powers to just take a nearly free shot, quite frankly.
Simply put, Powers has been having an MVP level performance today, and USF have only been able to watch as he's done this. At this point, what is it? Like, at this point, it's like 4 or 5 goals for him this game. He's had a lot out of RIT's tally, and
in the series, yeah.
He's had most of the goals, and if not, he's been involved in almost all the goals for RIT Violence. So,
oh yeah.
Simply put, the way that Powers is approaching this game, he's clearly the player to watch out for here on Violet. And for the Bulls, they've not been able to manage the midfield rather than nonetheless manage someone as strong as Powers has been so far as a big overcommit.
Yep.
We'll leave a little bit room open, and RIT Violet maybe not getting through the midfield easily here, but again, they're winning the challenges, they're winning the plays, and USF's not really attacking them all that aggressively here. Look at all this room for Syncrat.
Exactly.
There's just nobody challenging him in the midfield in RIT Violet.
And when they do
they're not
challenge,
feeling any pressure. They're not feeling any pressure right now to play the midfield because USF isn't approaching them in the midfield.
Exactly. Like, I was talking about USF needing to get more aggressive. I feel like in a sense they have gotten more aggressive, but but there's never any follow-up for them. There's they might have one guy doing an aggressive challenge, but then it just drops to an RIT player and they just continue the attack regardless. So USF needs to find some kind of extended possession, or else, as we just saw here, RIT will just keep on racking up the goals.
I really think for the Bulls here, their biggest downfall was not changing anything this series. They came into this game with a defensive playstyle, not necessarily a bad thing. Even Violet started this series off a bit defensively. But through these multiple games, they haven't changed anything, they haven't adapted, and it's very tough to win matches without adapting, but what a shot. Oceanic Events, the first goal for USF in almost 3 whole games worth of action so far.
Yep.
It's been a very long time, but USF will finally put themselves on the board again after 2 straight games of shutouts, and essentially half a game in Game 1, almost half a game here in Game 4 of not having a goal. Yep. They finally get on the board. Maybe that sparks something in them, but I'll be honest, I'm going to need to see a few more goals in them before I can truly believe that this USF team actually has a chance of coming back.
I 100% agree. I need to see more from USF. I need to see more structure from them, more possession, more continued attacks. USF is trying to get something. O-Dog. Oh, he lost control. Powers gonna try and flick it. He fakes. Oh, USF does get the save. But RIT very nearly got a counterattack.
Yeah, and right now, they got to be careful here. Only half the games to go, and they're playing as if they've already won this thing. RIT Violet maybe getting a bit too overconfident. You want to take this series as fast as possible. You don't want to give this University of St. Francis team any reason to keep this series going. And Violet's definitely playing a little bit more relaxed now. So for the Bulls and for the team that's down 3-0 here, this is their chance to maybe surprise them a little bit more. That's going to bounce in. O-Dog will take it. Tied game. USF catching Violet's a bit sleep here as Polaris should have challenged. He absolutely should have challenged that one. Tie game at 2. 2 minutes left. And University of St. Francis, maybe there's something. There's a spark being lit for them here. There's a little bit of hope down at the end of the tunnel.
Yep. Yep, maybe there is. But I will say, on that particular play, it was more of just a defensive miscue from RIT. But that being said, game is tied. So as you said, Sporty, we will see if this can spark a comeback from USF.
Powers in field will be kept away by Oceanic Event. Syncrat will wait. I think he's looking for someone to follow him up here, and he's going to look for the back pass. Powers, that's a bit in front of the goal, will get the first touch. Polaris will help him out, and RIT will look to head down the side of the field here as Syncrat, Polaris, this one's infield, will be cut away by J-Pro. Powers to the corner, and this one's going to roll a little bit more favorably, but only for the University of St. Francis side. Cleared away, Syncrat's up, he'll get the block as RIT waiting back. It's the best that this University of St. Francis team has looked all series, and they're doing it when they needed it most here. Game 4 with the series on the line. Looking to keep this thing going as Powers gets around to 1. Syncrat bumped out the way. Polaris again choosing not to challenge. He's got to be a little bit more willing to challenge some of those plays. RIT Violet need a goal. They need Polaris to be upfield in some of these opportunities, but for now, game's tied. No risks just yet. Another big clear. Powers again trying to get rid of O-Dog. Syncrat to follow. This one cleared away, and Polaris will wait back. A little bit of free time to roam here for RIT Violet, and with little time to go, that next goal, if it's scored in regulation, will likely be the one to win it.
Yep, this next goal is absolutely critical for both of these teams, especially for USF, because if they don't score on the next goal, it'll very likely be them eliminated. For RIT, much less pressure this game, but no. but all they have to do is get one to close it out. And it looks like they're going to try to do it here. Off the backboard, but there's no follow-up, and now ODOG, maybe a chance, but a crucial demo will relieve some pressure.
Yeah, that was the option that they were looking for, too. That was the player they were going to make the pass to as well in field, so big demo from RIT Violets, and they might just be ready to settle into overtime here as this game will stay up for one last play. Cleared away by University of St. Francis.
And we have our first overtime
of Game 4, yeah, the first one of the night here. RIT Violet, if they score, they're off to the semifinals. If University of St. Francis scores, we go to Game 5 as Syncrat trying to end it right there almost less than 10 seconds in. Violet have already found a good attempt here, but University of St. Francis still on the attack as now they'll go upfield. J-Pro, Polaris won't have this one. Power's got to get there. It's gone just wide. Syncrat will hold on. Inside the first 30 seconds, it's open, it's missed by Oceanic Event. That one keeps the OT going. Syncrat to clear, that pinch, is it on? Is it in? It's blocked by ODOG, it was on target. And that save has just kept the Bulls in this series.
Syncrat will take it up, but immediately intercepted by ODOG. And ODOG will try to get one more, but Polaris will be there first. Oceanic Event, off the backboard, is there a follow? No, Powers clears, but J-Pro is back to collect. Oh, it Powers with a huge interception. Syncrat, fake. Oh no, he takes it himself. Oceanic Event just clears it out. Oh, but Powers sends it right back in. Polaris does get beat, and Oceanic will try to get a pass to mid, but RIT so far is handling it well. Shot on target. It's awkward in front of net, but Syncrat keeps it safe for RIT.
Yeah, that was a big block as well, and RIT Violet playing a lot further back in this overtime. Not so to send two players upfield anymore, and for good reason here. They know that they can play individually, although I worry that this lack of aggression will come back to hurt them here. They're not getting offense, they're really not getting that many shots, and a lot of their plays upfield are not sustained, which is really not going to help against University of St. Francis. But Syncrat, around one, trying to get rid of ODOG. It's Powers who will get to it next. Second touch. This one lofted. Polaris not on target. Syncrat will end the series right there. 3-2 for RIT Violet. 4-0 in the match, and they're advancing to the semifinals.
Clean sweep for RIT. A beautiful showing from them. Against, once again, a 6-2 team. USF was not an easy opponent, and RIT swept them out of the tournament, 40.
Other than Game 4, really, that middle portion of the series was perfect from RIT Violet. It was aggressive, it was composed, it was confident. We didn't see that by the end of the series, but they still played clutch. You got to give credit to RIT Violet.
Absolutely.
Even with how nervous it looks in Game 1, they found their confidence, they found their foothold. This team now advancing to the semifinals. I believe Academy Red's out, so they're the only team out of RIT left in this division.
Indeed.
In the top 4, a very good shot to win it as well going into the later portion of the brackets. But with the way that things stand and the way that things go, I mean, they'll have the semifinals coming up pretty soon. Single elimination continues, but a 4-0 sweep, you couldn't ask for anything better if you're Violet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, 3 goals is all that separated them from a perfect sweep, so a very strong showing from RIT Violet. And we are going to see how they perform in the semifinals in, I believe, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not going to be next week. Next week's break week, but the week after, I think they play their semifinals. So for RIT Violet, things have gone well for them. Things are looking good. Things are, so far, perfect. And again, a good win for one of our better performing teams this season in Playverse. They have looked solid. But that's not the end of the night. We're going to be moving to the ECAC Fall 2025 Championship up next. Another single elimination bracket, but this time it's not D5, it's D1. RIT Orange taking a rematch against Seneca Sting. They beat them in the regular season. Can they beat them again in playoffs? We're going to go to a break. When we come back, the single elimination bracket, the playoffs will continue. RIT Orange versus Seneca Sting.
Let's do it.
Welcome back, RIT esports fans and players. Here we are again, and we mentioned earlier that this is an ECAC matchup coming up here. RIT Orange taking on Seneca Sting of Seneca Polytech. We've got a big match here, another best of 7, a different single elimination bracket here, but the same thing on the line. Win and go to the semifinals, lose and your run's over. And for RIT Orange, Seneca Sting, the last match was pretty close to RIT Violet on paper. This one's even closer though with these two. Violet swept their last match.
Yeah.
RIT Orange here, I would be very surprised if they were to sweep Seneca Sting. Both these teams are 4-2. And RIT Orange, well, they have had some pretty good results this season. It's close on paper. It was close when they played them in the regular season as well back in round 5.
It was
they won that
4-2,
match.
I believe.
It was 4-2. And I mean, pretty big. That was only 3 weeks ago. RIT Orange has got to channel that going into this matchup against Seneca here. As taking on the roster on the blue side, Seneca with Brain, Silvo, and Dino. RIT Orange with Jakob, Sean, and Yam. They, as you said, beat them in Week 5 in a 4-2 scoreline, but here in ECAC and in the playoff bracket, they've had a couple weeks to prepare both these teams. Both of them are very good, and with it being at this level, with it being single elimination, win and go to the semis, lose and your run's over, and it's just as simple as that here, Lightning.
Yep, very high, very high pressure here in the first round of playoffs. On the fact that it's round 1 of playoffs as well, I was going to add to the pressure because as much as these teams have played throughout the regular season, there's just something different about playoffs. So it's gonna be a matter of which team can settle their nerves and get the aggression going, and get that, especially get that first goal. That's gonna be super important for the confidence levels of both of these teams. And now, so Woe gonna try and set it up middle. Can Dino get the shot? Nope, it gets cut out. Brian will take control again. Get Yam intercepts downfield, and Dino's there to control. And now Seneca will look to push forward. Brian to the backboard. Jacob's there.
There will be some offense here. RIT Orange doing so well to manage so far, and winner of this match will be taking on the winner of St. Clair Saints Academy and Stockton Gold on the same side of the bracket in another quarterfinals matchup. We haven't had a result on that match just yet this week, but with the way things are going here, RIT Orange have not exactly had a very good season so far. Have not had a very good semester here in Playverse. They didn't even make playoffs. They had a rather not great season there. This season hasn't been great either, but 4-2, a much better story for this team, and a team that generally has been shooken up by a couple of changes here, adding in Jakob this season as well. So changing things, trying to adjust their play style. RIT Orange sort of still kind of, I think, in that growing stage of getting used to each other, and it's definitely kind of translated into their performances. And right now they're very defensive, they're very, very far back, and it's one of the things that seems to be an issue out of RIT Orange. They have a problem sometimes of not being able to take matches and take series and take control. We need to see more of that from RIT Orange, and right now they're just not winning challenges, not taking control.
Yeah. Oh,
Seneca's gonna get that
net.
first goal, an open net for Silvo. Halfway through game 1, and a very slow game 1 for this rank level,
Yeah,
but
very
RIT
nervy
Orange,
game 1.
I wouldn't even say it's nervy. I just think it's RIT Orange, again, as they have had a major issue like this all season. They just don't take control of games. They don't keep ball possession very easily. And Seneca, catching them on an overcommit, now scores first. Now RIT Orange has to respond.
Yep. Actually, on the nerves for RIT Orange are going to be especially high after that first goal, because it's one thing to step into the first round of playoffs of Division 1. It's a whole other thing to have to play from behind, and that's what RIT Orange now have to do, as Sean is going to try to relieve some pressure. Yam does get the beat, and Jacob is there to follow up, but it's not going to go straight into the hands of Sliwo and the demo on the back line, and this might be a goal. Jacob's there to intercept it, though. Good save.
Yeah, it is, and again, Orange still not able to get through the midfield easily here. Right now, I think a lot of what they're trying to do is just win the midfield challenges, and they'll do it here.
Ooh.
Sean in field. That was a little bit more like it. The quick pace of RIT Orange finally showing in a bit of a flashy move. Need to see more of that. It feels like this game is very, very slow. Neither team really willing to pick up the pace, pick up the speed. And in a bracket like this, with your tournaments on the line, you gotta get it. Big pinch. That's going to go the other way. But RIT Orange, I want to see them pick up the pace here. Literally, I want to see them move faster around the field. Feels too slow out of them, and it feels like Seneca is sort of just there because RIT Orange isn't really forcing them out of position.
And Seneca have also had a lot of demos already in this game 1. And I think that RIT might be a little bit scared of those demos because, because the first goal that was conceded was because of a demo, so maybe RIT is playing a little bit more passively because they're afraid of those demos.
Yam clears it away. We'll get one around Brain. Now he goes again with less than a minute left in game one. Seneca Polytech holding play, but Sean again. Flip resets at the best chance so far this game on that air dribble to the back wall. RIT Orange have really not had much to show for on offense so far. Infield pass, Yam to clear. Dino's there to find it, and now Sean finding Jacob with room for Orange, and needed more on that flip reset. Yam will get around two. Brain won't read this one, and Seneca's waiting still. The Sting watching and holding their nerve as RIT Orange send it in midfield for Jacob. This one goes across. Yam won't see it, and it's going to be played in front by Sean. Yam back. Time running out, and RIT Orange chasing after this one. It goes the other way. 10 seconds left now as they'll send it away. Jacob past one. This one's going to be kept up in the air now. Maybe get one last chance. Shot saved. This one will be Sean. He keeps it up in the air. On target. Brain will send it away. And Seneca, well, now just need to let it hit the ground for game one, and it will do just that. A fake in the midfield will secure it. And Seneca, who lost again, reminder, only a few weeks ago to RIT Orange, one of two losses they've had so far this season, have struck first here in the quarterfinals.
Absolutely. On a very nervous game one for RIT Orange, I think that if RIT Orange do want to make that comeback, I think they just need to get more aggressive. They need to bring the fight to Seneca, and they need to. And I think that playing faster as well will help prevent Seneca from getting those demos that were so effective in that game one.
Yeah, they had a lot of shots that game, RIT Orange. They were actually quite even with Seneca. And yet it didn't feel like that way. It didn't feel like they had a lot of opportunities to show themselves. So many chances were just kind of far shots, long shots, kind of testing the Seneca net. Now they got to do a little bit more than just testing it. They've got to find ways to beat the Seneca backline.
Yeah.
You saw Sean really start to do that at the end of game one. But I need to see more people do it. I need to see more people kind of buy into that mentality of, instead of testing Seneca, it's how do you beat Seneca now?
Exactly. And Brain now gets beat, so now RIT is going to push forward. Jacob, ball falls past him, and Dino will take control, maybe pass to Siwo, but Son intercepts it. Brain sends it up high, maybe to the backboard, double, Yam intercepts it. And RIT, for now, kind of stuck in defense until Son maybe gets to clear out, but not, there it is.
But again, look at how quickly this Seneca Sting team is sending it upfield. It doesn't take too long for them to throw it right back in the orange half of the field, and they have no problem just throwing the ball up there. They know as long as they keep it away from their offense, they'll get a chance eventually. As now it's Yam, blocked by Dino. RIT Orange still looking for their first goal of the evening and of the playoffs as well in ECAC. Sean, Jacob, Yam, this one
good pass.
Could have tested that Seneca team very well. Everybody was sort of waiting, a rare moment where you've seen the Seneca Sting actually give space to RIT Orange, but even then it hasn't done anything. Still no goals over a minute into this game, and with how low scoring the series is already kind of shaping up to be, it will take a lot to score, and it won't take much to win. But again, we need to see RIT Orange be the team willing to take that chance. Now there's nothing back. It's yet another overcommit. We saw one last game. That was older than the winning goal for Seneca, and they've done it here again. Jacob took a chance that he probably shouldn't have here, and nobody behind him. Seneca will have the first goal yet again.
Yeah, absolutely. The rotations for RIT Orange there were a little slow. Jacob needed to realize that he was last back there and played a bit more patiently, but ultimately he didn't, and RIT once again find themselves playing from behind. And once again, they find themselves kind of stuck in defense here as Siwo tries to get it mid for his teammate. Jacob does intercept. Yam might be able to follow up, but it gets cut out. And Sean has to be a little bit careful here, and he is.
Yeah, again, look at this. The midfield right now firmly in control of Seneca Sting, and it's a team that's not taking any chances. The reason they haven't scored more is because they aren't willing to take too many risks upfield. They always seem to have two people holding the midfield line, meaning they're always going to hold offense. They're not exactly going to do too much to test the RIT defense with most players upfield. They're not trying to put them under too much pressure. Really, the way that Seneca's playing is they're playing a sort of a patient play style. They're waiting. They're sort of saying that they're not going to get scored on, so they'll wait until they score the goal against RIT. And a patient play style like that does mean there's a lot of openings for RIT Orange once they break through that midfield to catch Seneca sort of off guard, but we'll need to see if they can do that first. Right now, still no goals, and what is now 7.5 minutes straight of gameplay. RIT Orange facing the pressure of the playoffs here, facing a whole new pressure. This is the only league that they're in the playoff bracket for. So for RIT Orange, they lose this, their season and their semester is over.
Exactly. So again, so once again, a very high pressure environment for both of these teams, but especially for RIT Orange. And now Sean will try and get some pressure. Jacob off the sidewall tries to get it mid for Yam. Shot gets blocked out. Jacob can't get a touchback mid and it'll fall to Dino, who will try to get a breakout, but he can't quite do it. And this is one of the first bits of extended pressure that RIT Orange have had in this series. So we'll see if they can capitalize on it. Jacob, good interception. Yam does get the beat as well, but Dino wins the boost. All he needs is ball control, and they will be out. Yam, low boost, but he does get the crucial touch. Sliwo places it perfectly and gets Seneca their second goal of the game. RIT have yet to find a good response.
I was going to comment on how Seneca started to look a bit more nervous on defense, started to make a couple of mistakes, a couple of faults, started to lose a bit of that rotation when RIT Orange held it to them, but a quick counterattack is here to prove why the Seneca team right now is the better looking team in this matchup and why they're looking to advance to the semifinals here in Division A. A very quick counterattack too, RIT Orange. I mean, they're doing such a, again, they're doing a much better job. As there's a goal! Jacob will get the first of the night for RIT Orange. Almost 9 whole minutes of nothing for RIT Orange. Finally, they break through. And to be fair, it was definitely deserved with the way that they were playing. They were holding Seneca back. They were doing well at making things a lot more dangerous for Seneca. They're closing in on Seneca, if you will. They're staying really close to them, kind of in their face, if you will. That's making Seneca nervous on defense, and if RIT Orange can break out of the midfield easily and kind of play that sort of high press, it seems like it's working. It seems like Seneca Polytech just doesn't like that.
Absolutely, it was a great playstyle. It's definitely a great playstyle change for RIT, but the question is, can they keep that up without overcommitting? Because as we've seen in the series, Seneca is more than happy to play the counterattack game, and RIT need to be aware of that.
Jacob, with less than a minute to go, it's a place where RIT needs to find one more, but here goes Dino, air dribble bump! He will get to that one! Orange sent 2 up, couldn't get anything to go, and unfortunately for Yam, all alone on defense.
Yep.
Seneca will take over and take that 2-goal lead again.
Yeah, exactly. And beautiful awareness there from Dino as well to recognize that Son was all alone and go for that irritable bump. Great play from him. And now RIT is really on the back foot here that they need to find some kind of pressure, some kind of extended offense. They need to get back to the playstyle that got them that 1 goal. And it looks like they're gonna do it. Yam, well-placed shot with pace to the top corner will keep RIT Orange in this game for 19 more seconds.
Yeah, Sean doing a great job at playing distraction there. He went to the back wall, kind of dived in, and kept the defenders back wall in the net. Kept them further away where they couldn't make that challenge. In reality, they're in a perfectly good place to challenge that ball in the midfield, but because Sean does a great job at pushing them back, it leaves the room open. Seneca, well, almost getting another one here, will now need to play a little bit more carefully, a little bit more passively. Sean, demoed away by Silwo. Will be Yam. Maybe, as you said, one last chance. He'll find it. It's Jacob. It is blocked by Dino. Kept up in front, and Sean's not even close. Yam keeps it alive. It's in front. No, it's not. Jacob is waiting. He's got room. He's got 1 on. Now he's got 2 on. Seneca's been beat. He's got Sean. He's got the pass. Oh,
no way!
It's hit the floor, it's hit the goal line, and it stays out. Seneca Polytech survive on 0 seconds.
Oh, heartbreak for RIT. It was such a good pass from Jacob too, but Sean just could not get there fast enough. Absolutely heartbreaking for RIT. They very nearly got the 0-second goal, which would have been a huge confidence booster for them. But now RIT is 2 games down, and they need to find the comeback. But I will say, though, they have the seeds of that comeback because at the end of that game, they did have better offense. They did have better pressure. So we're about to see if RIT can keep that up and get a game or 2 back.
Yeah, we'll see about it. I mean, they played well in that game. They didn't get the win that they wanted to, and I think for the first half of the game, they didn't look like a different team. I don't know why they changed middle of the game. Teams usually change in between games, but they made a much bigger push in the middle of the game to play a closer offense, play a much more pressure-based offense, one where you're sort of just positioning yourself to make the opponents feel uncomfortable, claustrophobic, if you will.
Yeah.
That was a great call from RIT Orange.
Absolutely,
They do that again.
yeah.
I have no doubt they'll at least take a couple games in the series, and again, with the way they're playing, I mean, they will keep things close if they are able to continue to play that sort of offense.
Oh, absolutely. And I also really appreciate the mental game from RIT to be able to make that adaptation in the middle of the game, as you said. It's really good to see that they didn't get discouraged by their early struggles, and they tried to adapt. But ultimately, that adaptations weren't quite enough to get them game 2. So it's up to RIT to keep up what they had in the latter half of that game and get some games back on Seneca.
Well, so far for Seneca Sting, 2 games the better, 2 away from eliminating RIT Orange from the playoff bracket. But for Rochester Institute of Technology, their run's not over, and Game 2 may just be the game that turns this series around. Unless Seneca has something to say about this thing, and they've already got some offense early. Brain will jump in first. Now it's Silvo. We kind of mishandled this one, and Yam might just be able to shoot. He's got a net in front. It will go wide. He had the opportunity and a great one at that, but for Yam, that's one you've got to take a little bit better here. Sean still keeps it. He's got a chance. Silvo to clear. Yam again, and it's offense still. RIT doing a great job again, staying close to the Seneca Polytech defense, staying close to the blue players, making them make mistakes just by where they're positioning.
Absolutely. There's definitely been more aggression from RIT in the beginning of this game already, but it's not going to help them here. As Brain will break past the defense off of a sort of pseudo pass from Dino. Oh, I guess RIT just didn't get to the ball fast enough, and Brain was there to capitalize.
Yeah, you definitely saw Jacob there, and he was expecting a player to be behind him, and there's a bump from Seneca that kind of removed that as an option. So Jacob sort of on one mindset, RIT, and Seneca on another, and he just didn't realize that he was the only one there to make that block. So RIT kind of falling a little bit behind in the communication now. A goal behind yet again. And again, it's early in these games that they find themselves at a deficit. But if they can play close, if they can play a nice high press offense, they'll find some space, they'll find some goals, as Dino denies that from being a sure goal in the midfield. Now it's Jacob. Sean, that one easily on target, but not in the net. Yam will be there too. Silvo, this one's up the ceiling and room to work. It's Dino and Seneca Polytech who are waiting for it as well. It's the Sting who will look for another play upfield. This one to Dino. He's got an open net. He missed it completely. And now RIT look for the counterattack.
Yeah, maybe going to be able to look for the bump as well, but he can't quite get it. Yam instead looking to get it to Jacob. Jacob looking to keep control. But ultimately Dino is there first with the reset. Off the back wall, is there a follow for Seneca? No, San is there first. San, now RT's looking to get a breakout. It's in the corner. But Dino's there off the backboard. Brian needs to get this read, and he does. Jacob gets beat to the ball. Sean is really just trying to get it clear, but it falls straight to Sliwo for the double tap. He scores it. Silwo absolutely styling on RIT right now.
Yeah, and so too is the Sting. I thought Game 2 would be the game where RT could turn things around right now. Clearly, Seneca's got a whole new gear that they're shifting into, and halfway through Game 3, that goal from Silvo. If the first goal didn't take the wind out of RT Orange's sails, that goal definitely did, and now they got to restart from all over again. But it's Yam trying to find some shots, and for RT Orange, discouraging to say the very least that what's been happening this game.
Ooh, Dino read it.
With the way that things have gone so far, RT Orange, they can't be too discouraged. They've had some things work, but just not enough. And again, reminder, this would be a revenge tour as well for the Sting. And again, I think for RT, it comes down to can you recreate it? They may have had some good moments. Can they recreate Game 2's ending? Can they recreate that sort of control? Can they recreate that pressure that they had on Seneca? This game's gone away from them, but it's not over just yet.
Oh yeah,
hit to the skirts, and here goes Yam. He's got bumps. Dino missed it. It's wide open. Oh! Jacob blocked as well. RIT Orange, they had so many chances there. Jacob should have scored that one.
Yeah, Seneca got it.
I don't know how Jacob doesn't hit that, to be honest. That was an open chance in front. Seneca may have covered a lot of options, but RIT Orange, they've had many chances this game, and many that they should be scoring.
Yep. Yeah, I absolutely agree. RT, I feel like have had more offensive pressure than Seneca in this game, and finally it pays off. As finally Seneca's defense was just a little out of position, and RT was able to capitalize on it. Sean beats the defender to the ball and gets a shot on target, and RIT gets on the board.
I had a lot of opportunities this game. RIT Orange felt like they should have scored earlier. They've only got 94 seconds, a lot less time than I think they would be had they been able to take advantage of a lot more of their better opportunities earlier in this game. Yam, though, will keep it. He's got a dribble. Pass 2. Will be bringing the last one back as Jacob.
Pass.
Sean. This one just high. He had the target in sight. And yet Silvo sort of sitting on the goal line. He had his opportunities, but again, RT Orange, I think they're going for too much accuracy here. They're trying to have perfect shots. You don't need perfect accuracy to beat the Seneca Sting defense. You just need good accuracy. And right now, RT Orange, they're sort of outplaying themselves. They're trying to shoot so well that their shots aren't actually on target to begin with.
Yep, I agree. Oh, it was a good save from RIT, but they need to break out of defense here, and it looks like they're going to, as Jacob gets a touch, but he loses control of it, and Brain will take over with maybe a ground pinch. No. Flewo takes control off the backboard, gets it past Jacob. Yam doesn't have a man back, but he got demoed. Well, ultimately, Seneca could not get a shot on target. Jacob does get a huge clear out, and Seneca messed up, and RIT tie the game off of a defensive miscue from Seneca. The FC should have had that. Flewo just missed, and I think he actually might have gotten, by accident, a touch toward his own net there that made it to the last defender was not able to get it. I'm not sure if he got an own goal by accident, but it looked like he might have.
No, Silvo didn't hit that at all. He just completely missed. That is a complete whiff from Silvo. And RIT Orange, of all ways to tie this game up, that did not feel like that was the way that it was going to go. But for Seneca now, the pressure's back onto them again. RIT has made a comeback, and at a big time too. This is game 3. And Jacob. He's been in the middle of the defense before for bad reasons. This one won't help him in any way. What a terrible decision for Jacob, and a terrible time too. In the last 10 seconds, you don't take a risk like that. You're tied. You don't need to take chances.
Yep.
A huge overcommit for Jacob, and that may have just cost RIT Orange a major game here. One that it felt like they had their opportunities. They'll look for another chance, but Seneca
they will not get it.
Will let this one roll. Brain will hit it to the ground. It is quadruple match point for the Seneca Polytechnic, and you have to feel for Jacob with how this game has gone. He's got to be feeling pretty disappointed because he's had good moments. This was not a great moment for Jacob.
For sure, yeah. Jacob is definitely going to be pretty disappointed in his play at the end of that game there. But ultimately, if RIT have any chance of getting the reverse sweep that they now need, Jacob needs to move past it. They need to keep up the mental, and they need to keep up the pressure that they had during parts of this game. I ultimately think that the real difference maker between these two teams so far throughout the series has been the defense. Ultimately, RT has had chances on offense, but on defense they just have not been able to be as effective as Seneca has achieved. So we will now see if RIT can patch up those defensive mistakes and get back out on offense and show them how it's done to start that reverse sweep.
I really think for RIT, the big thing that I'd be looking into, as you said, is accuracy is going to be a big part of it. Last game, accuracy really hurt them here. They had more shots than Seneca and yet less goals. And they had many good opportunities that we both have commented on that should have scored.
Absolutely,
instead of game 3. They've had opportunities, they've had chances. It's not like Seneca hasn't exactly been an unbeatable team here, but RIT Orange have just not been able to rise to the occasion, and now they have to win 4 games in a row to just keep this playoff bracket going. Seneca looking to make RIT Orange's run very short, and for a team that lost to RIT as well during week 5 of this season in a 4-2 fashion, it would feel so good to beat them in a sweep. RIT Orange can't let that happen. They've got to get some accuracy, and they've got to take their chances. They've had opportunities, they've had plays, they've had the right idea in a lot of situations. They just got to find a way to finish their opportunities when they get them.
Oh, exactly. And as you mentioned, Sporty, RIT's shooting accuracy has definitely been a significant factor. But well, here it is. Sean does score, does get the opening goal in this game off of a great pass from Jacob, and finally Sean is not going to miss that open net.
I think for RIT Orange, this might be the first time they've scored first in any of these games.
I believe so. Yes.
I don't think they've scored first in any game before this, so a new situation to be in, a new position, if you will. That's a big hit, Jacob. I mean, it's 2 goals for RIT Orange. I don't know if they're exactly the most deserved goals for RIT Orange. This one was just a miss from Silva, who's, it looks like a carbon copy of last game. He made a mistake like this late last game as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it works for RIT Orange. 2 goals up. Now it's about, can they hold this lead? They've been able to come back from deficits. Now can they prevent Seneca from doing the same?
Yep. We will see. As Dino takes it to the corner, forcefully will get to past 1, but Jacob is there. It gets intercepted by Dino, but Sean will be able to keep it safe. Brain tries to center it, but no one is there for Seneca. Oh, will Sean get the beat? No, it gets 50'd by Dino. Yam tries to get center to maybe get a 3rd goal, but Sliwo is more than ready for it. And so far RIT has been putting some good pressure on Seneca, and if RIT can't keep this up without overcommitting, then they will be in a good spot in this game 4.
Yeah, they'll at least be in a good spot. This is still a very long road ahead of them here. I mean, we're talking about 4 in a row. It's a great strike from Brain. Got 2 last game. Now he gets his first this game. And unfortunately for RIT Orange, I think this was one that very well could have been blocked by Sean, as he fell into his net, not out of his net. That's why he can't make that save as easily.
Exactly.
And Brain, who's been definitely the best striker so far for the Sting, will take one here against Tigers, cut that lead in half.
Absolutely. It was great placement from Brain as well on that shot. Top bins made it all the more difficult for Sean to save. So now RIT is only up by 1, and Seneca is going to try and reduce that to 0, as RIT is still looking to break out a defense here. Crucial touch from Jacob to break them out. But Dino gets it to the backboard. Is there a follow-up? There is, and no one's back for RIT, and Brain will score, and Brain will get the equalizer.
Well, last game he was shooting 2 goals on 3 shots. This game he's currently 2 for 2, and he is bringing and pushing Seneca ahead right now of RIT Orange. If there's really a difference maker, it's Brain. You can tell this guy's quality. He's got the skill. He's got that level. And he's definitely got the consistency that the Seneca team sort of rides on. He's that backbone that they're relying on. And to be fair, he's been consistent. There's a good reason why they trust him. As now, looking for the hat trick. Demo and Yam will guarantee it. Free for Brain, and not without some help from that Demo behind. Silva with 1, and it was Dino with the other who took out Yam, who was surely going to get that block.
Yeah, absolutely. Insanely valuable demos there from Seneca to get them that lead, and now RIT has 2 minutes to make something happen, or they will be eliminated.
Time running out here for the Tigers in their playoff run against a team that they know very, very well. Seneca looking to take them down in 4 games and 4 games only. Jacob, past 1, will sort of outplay himself as he ran out of boost. Now it's Dino. Sean, Dino off that side, will look for the bump on Yam as well. He'll keep it away. Orange will play adventurously upfield as here goes the expedition. Jacob to the back. Silva won't have it. Yam, shot off the bar. Sean, this one's blocked away. Another big chance and another play where you think RIT Orange, that shot that went up the bar. Again, it's the accuracy. It's plaguing them here. They're down by 1. They don't need perfect shooting. They just need good shooting. And right now, they're just shooting in a way where they're not hitting the targets.
Exactly. Exactly. There's been a stark difference between RIT's shooting and, for example, Brain's shooting. I mean, Brain is 3 for 3 in his shots in this game so far, and RIT.
And you know the crazy part about that shooting from Brain? None of his shots have been all that incredible. They've been pretty simple overall, but they're consistent. They're going to make it, says Sean. And another shot off the crossbar here, RIT Orange. Now inside the final minute, but again, Brain's shots have not been that impressive. They've been simple, but they've been consistent, and they've gotten him goals. It doesn't matter how they go in. He's been accurate, he's been consistent, and that's really all that matters at the end of the day.
Absolutely, yeah. As Jacob gets a flick past 1, is Dino there? Not quite. And RIT do get the equalizer.
In with a half a minute left, RIT Orange keeping things close, trying to keep their tournament lives here in the quarterfinals. Reminder, even to win this game will not guarantee them anything. They would still have to win 3 more in a row.
Indeed.
The pressure's on them. And so too will be the Seneca Polytech side. Shot wide. Brain for 4! Top right! Nobody can stop him right now.
Absolutely flawless shot from Brain, top corner as well. Absolutely incredible shooting from Brain, and we've been talking about Brain's shooting all game long. This is just yet another example of it. I mean, just look at that shot. Anywhere else in the goal, and Yam would have saved it. And Brain picked the precise spot to get Seneca their 4th goal and the lead with 24 seconds left on the clock.
Dino looking for some insurance here late. RT is going to go all the way down the field, and time will not be their friend anymore. Silvo taken out, but this one's still on the orange half of the field. Sean, Jacob, Brain looking for another. That one's dinged off the post. Yam will keep it out. High flick. Dino's got to it, and he'll waste some extra seconds. Sean to Jacob. Now back to Yam. The season is over for RIT Orange. 4 games straight. Seneca Polytechnic, the Sting, will get their revenge in the quarterfinals.
And it was brutal revenge too, a sweep on RIT Orange, and Seneca looked really good. Brain especially, his shooting was incredible in that series, and RIT, well, as you said, Sporty, their season is over.
And so too is their semester. They didn't make playoffs in Playverse either. So in every league they've been in for RT Orange, it's unfortunately been a bit of a disappointing season for them here. This new team has not exactly been able to live up to the, I would say, the very high expectations set for them in previous seasons. So for them, their semester is now done. They are out. There is no chance to come back anymore. But they've got next semester. They've got a lot of time. The benefit of going out early means you've got more time to prepare, more time to grow and learn. And I would expect that this team is one that's going to want to go and learn. They know that this season wasn't great for them. They didn't make playoffs in Playverse. They didn't do very well in playoffs in ECAC. They've got a lot of time to prepare for next semester. And if RT Orange, if they want to, get rid of the demons behind them here from this semester, they've got more than enough time to do it.
Oh, absolutely, yep. RT Orange definitely have a lot of time to learn from the series, learn from their season, in fact. And but to do so, they'll have to wait for next semester.
Yeah, they will have to here. But unfortunately for them, tonight will not be their night. The Seneca Sting will advance to play against the winner of St. Clair Saints Academy and Stockton Gold in the semifinals. But for us here on this stream, this is it for us tonight. 2 matches, 2 sweeps. Violet with a win, Orange with the loss. To all of you out there again, I'm Spuddy FC, joining me here with Lightning, with Adam Blue Crystal behind us in production. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Thank you all for joining RIT Esports. Reminder for all of you that we'll be live this Saturday evening with the 24-hour stream. Rocket League will be playing at 11 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, November 22nd.
I'll be one of the players playing.
You'll be playing in that as well. No, you'll be casting that, actually.
No, I'll actually be playing.
You'll be playing that.
Yep.
I thought you were casting. I'll be honest, I don't remember. But you're playing. You will be playing that. So you'll be here. You'll get to see all these friendly faces again. We'll all be there as well. And we'll see you all then on Saturday. For now, though, take care. Have an amazing rest of your night. Stay safe. Be well. And we'll see you all again next week with more RIT Esports playoffs.